Hi, Leo Lambert from EPTAC Corporation. We're going to be talking about solder alloys and 63A and 63B and the differences between. We got a question from one of our customers that talked about they're asking for 63A and the certifications. What does the A mean? Where can I find supporting information? And the reason for the A, because it's not on the certification materials. Well, 63A and all those references come from the ASTM specification, the American Society for Testing Materials, and that spec is B32-76. And it follows somewhat the QQ-S-571 mil spec, which kind of identified the elemental contamination of the solder alloys. There were two categories of SN63, 63A and 63B. 63A had a maximum amount of antimony of 0.12% by weight, and 63B had a range from 0.2 to 0.5. Howard Manko in his book Solders on Soldering quoted, he said, during World War II when the tin supply of the United States was greatly curtailed and the country had to control its use of tin, reclaiming scrap became an important source of tin. And that's where Federal Spec QQ-S-571 came in, and ASTM B32 reflects the level of contamination permissible in those reclaimed materials. He also states that in antimony-containing solders, it's the allotropic transformation of metallic tin into a gray amorphous state which poses a potential danger to solder. And he says deliberate conditions of antimony to the solder has been found to arrest tin pest. And solders are commercially available with and without these antimony additions. Now, tin pest is when pure tin changes phases from a solid to a powder, and you don't want that to happen. So Federal Spec QQ-S-571 was developed to make sure there was antimony in the tin to prevent the tin pest, and then the ASTM B32 grade B reflect both of these additives. Now the differences between grade A and grade B is different in 63A and 63B. Virgin grade solders refer to the solders which are made of tin and lead extracted from the ore, and the grade is covered by ASTM spec for solder metal, and that's identified as grade A. The reader is reminded, however, that not all metal which was extracted from the ore has a high level of purity specified. So you've got to take a look at where the material is coming from and how it's identified. So you go back now, because the QQ-S-571's been obsoleted, and they've gone to J-STD-006, and J-STD-006 is the spec, the IPC spec for soldering, and it states how it's going to be called out, and it calls out SN63 PB37, which is the 6337 solder alloy, and then it has another one that's 6337 with antimony of 0.4, which is 63% SN63, the remainder, and it kind of goes in and kind of gives you the percentages of different alloys or different materials that they've got. So in reality, the term 63A is now SN63, and SN63B is also identified as SN63. The term A would no longer be used in the cert because the manufacturer don't use that nomenclature any longer. They use what is in J-STD-006. I hope that helps clarify some of those issues. Thanks.